Actually, I was quite surprised, honestly, that to hear that I still have one of those records. To be perfectly honest, but Tom's never been a guy that worries about or thinks about numbers other than wins and losses. So I know that it was truly not a big deal to him, and as I said, I was surprised to know that I still had anything left in that record book. Anyway,
how does this day kind of rank up with the days that you've had in the league and days after the league?
Well, it's kind of surreal. I live a pretty normal life back in Oregon. I'm coaching flag football and playing some golf and making some wine, and then all of a sudden to come back into this world again when I haven't been involved in it in quite a while. It's very cool. It's very cool, and to be able to share it with my kids now that they're a little bit older and understand a little more that it's kind of a big deal. It's really fun.
Are you excited for them to even see the video? Because I'm sure they're like, hey, you used to play?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, the two older boys, Stu's 13, John's 12, they understand, understood when I was playing that it was different from what most dads did. Henry, my 10-year-old, when I was playing, he was 5 or 6 at the oldest. It was a pretty big deal to him because he, at that point, he just thought everybody's dad, played football, and then when you went to Dad's job, you went down on the field and threw the ball around after the game and all of that. Now he's pretty fired up about it.
Drew, what does all of this mean to you? Obviously, a lot of people think that you're one of the big reasons why all of this, the stadium, is here today.
Well, it's humbling, first of all. But it's also something that I take great pride in. I take great pride in being a part of those teams, and I emphasize being a part of those teams. Being the quarterback, obviously, it's the same old game where you get more credit than you deserve. But being a part of those teams that started to turn this franchise in the right direction is something I take a lot of pride in.
You had the highest percentage of points since they started doing this. I mean, that kind of says something.
Yeah, it's cool, playing in New England and in the Boston area, the fans are so passionate about their sports. If you don't play well, they'll let you know. So I know that it's not something that they take lightly, and from that standpoint, it means more coming from New England sports fans than it would maybe from another town, because I know they take it seriously. So I was very flattered to hear that happened.
If you could pick one moment, what was your greatest memory being a Patriot?
Oh, geez, I don't know. Maybe coming back in that championship game, AFC Championship game against the Steelers. That was a poignant moment for me for a lot of reasons. The magnitude of the game, and then having not been able to play for quite a while and been able to get back on the field for that game. That one stands out. The game against the Vikings back in my second year stands out. It was kind of a turnaround for us. It allowed us to make a run into the playoffs for the first time in quite a while. But the memories are so many. It's hard to pin one down.
Have you stopped missing it because of flag football and still being involved in other ways? Or just moving on?
No. I'll always miss it. When you're privileged to play this game for a long time, it's part of you, and you always miss it. But for me, it was certainly the right time to move on to the next phase of my life, and I've really enjoyed that, and I've taken advantage of it with business endeavors, and certainly with being able to coach my kids, sports teams, and spend time with them, and plus I feel pretty good when I get out of bed and I feel all beat up, which is nice also.
I have to ask the stupid question. Your bike was recently stolen when you were on vacation.
My bicycle has gotten more publicity over the last 2. Actually, the reason that it's become a big story is very cool. It was 2 teenage kids that saw something that didn't make sense, did the right thing, hid the bike, called the cops, and returned it. So I got my bike back. So it actually is a neat story. At first, when it was getting a lot of, okay, bicycle got stolen, big deal. But the fact that these kids stepped up and did the right thing is very cool.
You stay in touch with Tom today, Drew?
From time to time. We'll exchange text messages from time to time. I'm so proud of that guy and what he's done and the way that he's done it. He's not only has he been one of the very best players in the league now for a long time, but he's continued to handle himself with class on and off the field. So I'm really proud of what he's done and the way he's led his team.
Could you say the same about the franchise from when you began?
Absolutely. You look around here now and all that's happened and where it's gone. When you're part of something, you hope that while you're part of it, you make it better. And then when you leave, you hope that whoever follows you picks up and takes it to higher and better places, and that certainly has been the case here under the stewardship of the Kraft family with Tom, with Bill. You know, they just have taken this franchise, you know, to heights that were unimaginable in 1993.
Do you miss Foxboro Stadium?
Yeah, it was a cool place to play. I mean, I don't miss taking cold showers and having it raining in the training room, but as a place to play, it was as intimate as any stadium, you know, in the league. It really felt like you were playing in a college stadium, playing in that whole place. You know, you're really close to the fans. They had to suffer through it a little bit, so you know they felt like they earned it by being there. And so it was a really cool place to play. Obviously, you know, things change and grow, and that has to happen, but it was a great place to play.